We're off.
We're walking. We're off already.
We are off. That's like a quarry.
Yeah.
Dartmoor. 2 bridges actually, right in the middle of Dartmoor, in the southern reaches of Devon in England. And this is the starting point of my trek today. I'm out with Dan of the Camp Life Bushcraft channel for a 2-night trip out in the wet and windy moorlands. We have a route plan to take in 3 or 4 decent tours and some great views along the way. Welcome to another Linleys video. To begin with quite heavy packs on our backs, but a keenness in our step and a clearing mind from the world of work this last week, we head out north up the valley from 2 bridges. Although Dan and I had nailed this weekend in our calendars for a trip away somewhere, we had actually assumed to go somewhere else this weekend. It was only a last-minute change of idea that we should go to Dartmoor. A great idea, especially since I've not been here for well over 30 years. As we go up further away from the road, the track gets more rutted and more like a proper trail path. We're looking for Wistman's wood first, just up here ahead. This is Wistman's Wood. It's a very special place and visitors must respect the unspoilt nature of the ground, mosses and the trees thereabouts in it. This area is one of only 3 high-altitude oak woods in Dartmoor and one of the highest in Britain. Way back in the 1960s, the woodland was added to the list of sites of special scientific interest and is part of the National Nature Reserve. Many of the rocky and tree surfaces are covered with lush, mossy patches and festooned with lichen. The oak trees are of a very special type and some date back to about 500 years. Dan and I were very careful not to touch or spoil any of this enchanted woodland. We continued up the valley a little further, looking out for Longaford Tor, high up ahead and partly on our right. Dartmoor is well known for its rocky outcrops amongst the broad and relatively uninhabited and unfarmed areas. The granite lumps each have their own unique shaped signature, and I'm sure regular trekkers in the area will recognise and know their outlines well.
Getting all the way up.
Longford Tor is at 480 metres and gives quite a viewpoint to overlook towards several other tors. Standing on the top of the granite lumps, knowing that we've ticked off our first tour of the trip, gives a great sense of achievement. It's like receiving a kick of adrenaline. We are looking out in the distance for Higher White Tor, which is next on our route. Depending on time and if there's a nice flat piece of ground for pitching our tents, we may stop there for the night. We shall see, as I'm not sure that summit is included in the area where there is permission to camp. We head out again across an open area of moorland towards Higher White Tor. Being here in Dartmoor is quite a different experience for me, since I don't recognise any of the peaks for reference points. Navigation most of the time is easy with the clear skies, but I did use my compass a few times and kept up with the good old-fashioned timed kilometre stages. Timings were always messed when filming, of course. Treks always seem to take much longer, with the extra coming and going, backwards and forth all the time. All good fun though. Higher White Tor stands at 525 metres, but there's very little to recommend it. There are some lumpy piles of rocks and boulders on the summit, but not much else. The views are great though, and there's a little jutty out piece of rock that we both took turns to stand on. For some reason, Dan got a bit overexcited for a few minutes.
Hashtag Dickin' on a rock! Whoop, whoop!
We have barely just a couple of hours of daylight left, so we push on a little further to Lower White Tor, just in view and under a kilometre away. Slightly lower than its larger counterpart, this tour has a lot to offer a couple of guys wanting to pitch their tents for the night. Standing on the highest knobble, we could see a slightly sheltered piece of well-drained grassland below, and this looks like an ideal spot for pitching our tents. The wind was gusting, and we adjusted the pitches of our tents a couple of times to get them about right for the night. With the light fading and the temperature falling noticeably, we set to work with sorting some hot food. I have some rice meals and 2 fit in the pot of water at the same time. Not the most tasty meals I've had, but they are compact and provide a hot meal with little effort. Regular viewers of my channel may be saying, "But Warren, where's your trangia?" Yep, well, for a change I've got my little burner and a single cookpot for this trip. The new bright orange windshield is a little tall, but an added item to my gear for this trip.
Oh, hot.
Spicy.
Hot temperature and reasonably spicy. I like spicy, so anything hot it's still not hot enough for me.
The light gave way quickly and the wind picked up at the same time. Dan, thank you for a great day out today, and I'm looking forward to our ongoing trek tomorrow up to Sandy Hole Pass and around to Rough Tor. We had a good night out on Lower White Tor. In the morning, the mist was swirling around rather a lot. It was too cold to delay, so Dan and I just had our breakfasts and coffee, packed up and looked for the route away from the Tor. Before closing this first part, the following sneaky peeks give a few glimpses of what's to come in the second part. Please do look out for that. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, how about a thumbs up like? And if you haven't subscribed to the Linleys channel yet, you could do that too. Thanks for watching and bye for now.